संस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवी सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीम् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी। रुद्राज Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam की जय। We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, 4th chapter, titled as Vidur Approached Maitreya, text number 23. You can repeat the shloka after me. Shishuka uvacha iti uddhavat upakarnya suradam duha saham vadam gnanena samayat shakta shokam uptitam buddha. Translation. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, after hearing from Uddhava about the annihilation of his friends and relatives, the learned Vidura pacified his overwhelming bereavement by dint of his transcendental knowledge. तो हमने देखा कि उद्धव जी सरस्वती किनारे, नदी के किनारे प्रभा क्षेत्र में वहाँ पे बैठे थे। वहाँ पे विदुर जी आए, विदुर जी ने उनका संग लिया, उनसे भगवान कृष्ण के बारे में, उनके फैमिलीज के बारे में इंक्वायरी की, भगवान के बारे में। और फिर उद्धव ने भगवान की सब यादें, ऑल द पास्ट टाइम्स ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा इन वृंदावन, मथुरा, आउट ऑफ वृंदावन, आउट ऑफ मथुरा, सब पास्ट टाइम्स बताए। और फिर उद्धव जी ने आगे डिटेल में बताया कि वो भगवान कृष्ण से भी मिले और भगवान कृष्ण instructed him to go to Badrikashram, where Nar Narayan Rishi is residing with his devotees. So he advised Uddhava, that Lord Krishna advised Uddhavaji that Uddhava, you should leave this place immediately and go to Badrikashram. Why? Because there is going to be a big war or bad fight between all Yaduvamshis. And they're going to destroy each other, and I don't want you to be here for that, to see that annihilation. As well, he wanted him to progress in his spiritual life, because Uddhava was a pure devotee of Lord, and he could not stay even for a second separated from the Lord. So Uddhavji said Uddhavji then said to Vidurji that I must leave this place and go immediately to Badrikashram. Then he left for Badrikashram. So then Shukadeva Goswami is describing this katha to Parikshit Maharaj. And he is describing now the mindset of Vidurji. Vidurji, when he heard this, that from Uddhavji, that all the Yaduvamshis have been destroyed, and Lord Krishna has also left the planet, all the Kauravas have been dead, only 5 Pandavas are alive. Somehow or other, Vidurji tried to console himself.
Vidur also came there.
Vidurji, he went, yeah. No, he didn't go to Badrikashram. He just, he was there in Prabhashetra, that's it. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Vidur was informed that the result of the battle of Kurukshetra was annihilation of his friends and relatives, as well as destruction of Yadu dynasty, and also the passing away of Lord. All this hurled him into bereavement for a long time, for the time being. But because he was highly advanced in transcendental knowledge, he was quite competent to pacify himself by enlightenment. So here we can see that transcendental knowledge about Atma, body, reincarnation helps us to fight or bear the intolerable conditions of separation from one of our family members and friends. Sometimes in the life, a wonderful family or friend passes away or leaves this world, then quite a few people bereave, and sometimes the bereavement is too much that people cannot tolerate it. But when we have this transcendental knowledge that Body is temporary, soul is eternal. Everybody has to leave this world, this body one day or other. But the Atma is eternal. That helps one to have strength during those difficult times. As it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, due to our long association with bodily relationship, bereavement on account of annihilation of friends and relatives is not at all astonishing. But one has to learn the art of subduing such bereavement with higher transcendental knowledge. तो भगवद गीता उसमें ये कहा गया है कि जब हमारे कोई फैमिली, फ्रेंड्स, रिलेटिव्स उनका कोई मृत्यु हो जाते हैं, काफ़ी दुख होता है, बहुत दर्द होता है, लेकिन भगवान के ज्ञान के द्वारा हम ये मुश्किलों को समझ सकते हैं. The talk between Uddhava and Vidura on the topic of Krishna began at the sunset, and Vidura was now further advanced in knowledge due to his association with Uddhava. Topic of Krishna began at sunset. Okay. So Uddhavji and Vidurji had a good talk, and Uddhavji did instruct Vidurji about some of the principles which Lord Krishna taught him. But Vidurji wanted to know more from Uddhavji, so he requested him, can you please tell me more about Lord Krishna and his associates? So here we can see that how spiritual advancement helps one to deal with the material condition. This is very important lesson from here. Sometimes people say, what is the use of this spirituality? Spirituality is for the old age. We are very young, and why should we worry about Bhagavad Gita? Why should we read Bhagavatam at a young age? But that is when you develop spiritual power, spiritual strength. Then this spiritual strength helps you throughout the life to deal with difficulties. Like when we are understanding that we are not this body but spirit soul, our body is just an external covering, and this covering changes every second, actually every minute. This is just like a temporary place where we are living in. The soul is eternal, but that soul has been given this body as a temporary location. And this body changes, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in 2nd chapter, 13th shloka, that as the body passes from as the soul passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. So our body is continuously changing from small when we are born, and then grow bigger, and then ultimately old age. And then what happens? Body finished. Body is not eternal, but that Atma from the body passes from one body to another. And this has been proven by science, by logic also, and by many principles. It has been proven that there is something which is called as Atma or soul, and which is the permanent resident of this body.
There is no cure for that.
Which is the permanent. Atma is permanent. The body is temporary. So Atma changes the body as per the karmas and desires, right? So once we have this complete understanding, then we can begin our spiritual journey. Spiritual life begins with understanding that I am not this body but spirit soul. And Bhagavad Gita is a complete science of self-realization. How karmas affect our reincarnation, how karma affects our past, present and future. This is very important to understand through karmas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us this principle, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. When we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That every time we chant, it reminds us that I am not this body but I am this spirit soul. So that's why you have to constantly remember about the teachings of Lord Krishna by Satatam Kirtayantamam, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And when we chant the mantra, we remind ourselves, oh, I am in this body for some days. After a few days, the body will be finished.
But sometimes there is Krishna Prapti nahi hota. We take prasad.
We just chant Hare Krishna, read Srila Prabhupada's books of Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and of course prasadam definitely helps. Right? So, constant remembrance of Krishna by chanting the Mahamantra is very, very important. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then spiritual life, as we progress further in our spirituality, and we read various scriptures of like Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and increase our knowledge. And when we increase our knowledge, then we can share this knowledge with others. That is the main prerogative of human life. Human life is meant for self-realization. It is not for living like cats and dogs, for eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But we have a higher intelligence, and with this intelligence, we should make every endeavor that we cross beyond this ocean of repeated birth and death, disease and old age and death. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. So we have to make somehow or other clear that we will progress in the spiritual life, and that will help us to deal with difficulties in our life.
And cross the ocean.
So with this